So today's the day we're dropping the car off to start getting the PTB clutch done on my G82 M4. So I'll give a review, a breakdown, everything that way. You know, there's not a lot of videos out there so far about this clutch job. I know it's kind of a controversial piece that a lot of people, at least on the forums, some people had issues with, and there was a lot of back and forth on what exactly to do with this clutch on the install. But it turns out that most of the issues that people seem to have was when they were going with the performance plate, the pressure plate, instead of the standard pressure plate. So mine is just the standard, so it should be fine, you know, hopefully. But it's actually a really nice setup with what they give you. They give you like a full breakdown of the packing slip. They give you the assembly breakdown, all of the instructions, a little certificate of, you know, like testing and how it passes and all of that, with some notes and everything. So that's actually a pretty cool little piece that they give you, just really nice. And then this thing is beefy. This thing is massive. I mean, this is just the backside of it. This thing weighs a ton. You can see there, it's packed up nicely, little accessory tools and bolts and all of that in there. But this thing's really nice. And I hope so, right? For the price and everything like that, I really hope it's nice. I went with the Sinter organic standard pressure plate. It's rated for a little over 800 foot-pounds of torque, which will be more than enough for what I'm doing in the car. All right, first impressions, first startup with the new clutch. See how it goes, see how it feels. I mean, starting it feels pretty good. It's a little stiffer, but it's not too crazy, to be honest. Kind of a shitty camera angle, I'm sorry about that. Let's see how it feels when we take off. Okay, catches a little higher. Catches a little faster right now. Definitely catches faster and higher. But it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Maybe a little bit more pressure than factory. I'm gonna say 10% more pressure that you're gonna give it. Like the feedback on is probably about 10%, you know, stronger than factory right now. This is, I mean, my shop guy drove it for a few minutes, so you figure it has 5 miles on it, you know. It doesn't really feel that bad. We took out the clutch delay valve. The CDV was already taken out previously, and the clutch pedal stop, we took that out. It was recommended for what I saw on the forums. So it lets it grab a little higher. I don't really know if it's that big of a deal there, but it definitely travels a little bit more. You're definitely picking up the clutch a little bit higher than factory. I would say it's probably a quarter of the way higher compared to your factory grab. So that'll take a little bit to get used to, but even right now, it's not that bad. It's definitely not like a you can't drive the car type of thing, or you have to relearn how to drive it. Just a little bit of a change. Like I said, the pressure that you got to push into it, maybe 10% more, you know, pressure in there. That's about it. Chatter is very minimal. I don't think you're going to pick it up on the phone, but it's very minimal. Like even right there, see, it definitely grabs a little higher, which is different, but that doesn't feel bad at all. That barely feels different than stock, to be honest. Like I said, 10% different. Trying to listen for any, what the hell? Trying to listen for any chatter. You can't even tell that there's chatter. It's very minimal, especially with having an exhaust, and if you have the radio on. I don't right now, but you can't even tell there's really any chatter there. So there's a little bit of chatter when you get on it. There's some vibration actually. All right, so during that initial first drive, the noise that was coming from the car, we weren't sure if it was the clutch. Everything was installed right, everything was done right, but there was this weird kind of, it sounds almost like an induction noise, but it's actually just some sort of like chatter and rattle noise that we figured out. So I'll break that down as well to give you guys kind of an idea. I guess it's a very kit specific, setup specific, that you're only going to get this noise from. So my car has the Rogue Engineering short shift kit, and it also has the rear carrier mount and bushings. So all the bushings underneath are upgraded with their short shift kit, and the clutch, which is the organic sinter, standard plate, and single mass flywheel. So to be expected to have a little more noise, and the chatter at neutral, like I was talking about, that's not that bad. That's to be expected. You put the clutch in, it goes away. That's not a big deal. But this other noise was kind of weird, and you'll hear it in the video in a minute. We did a thorough kind of walk through, looking at everything, and we figured out that it's really just the shift kit itself, how tight it is when it's locked into gear. It basically allows a little bit more extra noise. Almost if you ever have had a standard, or like if you pull the gear down or push it up into gear, like more, like force it into gear more, you kind of get synchro grind. It sounds similar to that. I'm only saying that it's not that. I'm only saying that because that's the best kind of analogy I can give you for the sound, if you can pick up on it there, because we tested it on the lift and on the ground and all these things, and we messed around with it. And when you touch the pedal, the shift knob, very slightly, like you barely put pressure to it and pull it away from where it's locked in, the noise basically goes away. So it's basically this short shift kit, because I've talked to other owners who have other short shift kits, specifically the RTD, and that's chassis mounted, where this is just normal mounted up to the tranny. They don't have that noise. They just have very little, they call it NVH, very little noise. And then they still have the chatter, obviously, but they have very minimal noise that you can't even really hear at all to begin with. So it's kit dependent on your short shift kit, because I've also talked to a couple other people who, one has the same kit, one has the Auto Solutions kit. They have the type of noise that I have as well, in similar fashion. So it's kit dependent. So keep that in mind if you're going through this clutch kit and doing it, that it depends on your short shift kit. Given, yes, obviously you might get, if you get other noise, then there's probably something wrong from the install or whatever it might be. But if you hear the noise that you've heard in this video that I shared, I would go to say that it's the same issue. It's not really an issue, but the issue that I have. So your options there are swapping it to factory, or you could upgrade the RDD kit, or you can just deal with the noise and you're fine. So personally, me, I'm not spending $900 on a short shift kit just to get rid of some noise. When the windows are down, you don't hear it. Radio's barely on, you don't hear it. It's not that bad. Keep that in mind when you're going through all of this. But the clutch feels great. So if you can't tell, this video is obviously a different outfit. It's a different day. When I was driving, that noise came up, so I kind of stopped recording and started talking to the shop and trying to figure it out. So I'm about a little over 200 miles into the clutch now. We'll give you a little update. It's already smoothing out way more. Like, again, it wasn't bad to begin with, but it's getting even more like stock. The only real difference is I took out that clutch pedal stop. Like I said, it catches a little higher, but the first gas tank basically that I had of it, driving it and stuff like that, it had a little bit of like a on and off, like sticky catch point. Like you would catch it, not quite, like it would start to go and then it would just grab. Now it's a lot smoother, like how that stock transition kind of grabs it and lets you kind of like fall into it in a sense when you're releasing the clutch. So that was an adjustment for a couple drives. And sometimes it would kind of catch real quick and buck for a second and then go. But now that it's smoothing out even more, this thing's damn near like factory, and I'm only, like I said, 200 something miles into it. So I can imagine that 700, 800,000 miles plus into it, besides grabbing a little bit higher, it's basically going to be exactly like stock. Like I'd say in a month from now, I'm gonna forget I even have a clutch kit in this car. So it's well worth the upgrade. Those are some things to kind of keep in mind with the upgrade, with your kit, depending on what you're doing. But I definitely recommend going through it. So I look forward to getting on the car. Since I put the MHD in and put it off shelf nap, I've barely been able to like go through some gears and get on the car and actually feel the full power of the car getting put to the ground, because it would just always slip at some point. I'd get maybe one to two gears through it and it would just slip. Or I'd go half throttle, 3/4 throttle. I would barely ever get a full throttle. So definitely excited to feel the full power and potential of this car being put to the ground. I probably got about another week or so from this video. It's August 18th today, or 19th. So end of August, I should be able to start getting on it a little bit and seeing what that feels like and everything. But so far so good. Like I said, really just that noise. Not a big deal. You know, luckily it's nothing major. Car drives fine. Just a little feedback is basically what that is. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, I'll try to help and answer them. I'm in the car right now. Both my windows are open. I'm stopped. Clutch is not in, and you can't even hear the rattle. It'll come on sometimes a little louder, and it'll echo with the windows up, but you can't even really hear the clutch chatter. Outside the car, you hear it, like, you barely hear it, especially, you know, these cars, like, these engines are already really loud in general. So it kind of just sounds like the engine's running anyways, so really not a big deal there. It's only when you're stopped in neutral with the clutch out. Not a big deal. So hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, if you have any questions, I'll try to help answer them below. I know this is a longer video, but I wanted to kind of get in depth and give you guys some information, because there's not a lot of information out there on all of this. When I found that noise, I was scrambling to try to find some help. So hopefully this will be helpful. I'm going to try to get some more content going. Back to the channel, like this video if it was helpful, if you liked it in general, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And here's a quick clip of that sound so you can hear it a little bit better.